anniversary. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much, sir. Our theme for this year, NBI at 80, makabago, matatag, kabalikat sa katotohanan at katarungan, is very timely since we are celebrating our 80th anniversary. Another milestone for the NBI, aside from the approval of the NBI Modernization Bill this year. We are also in full support of the change the President wanted in our country. We are indeed very honored and privileged to have no less than the President of the Republic of the Philippines as our distinguished guest of honor, who will be formally introduced later by our Secretary of Justice. We at the NBI will always give our best and continue to keep up with remarkable outputs in terms of cases handled and in other facets of public service. This mark of excellence will be personified by our awardees this year. At this juncture, we will be calling on the stage the recipients of the awards that will be bestowed for their untiring dedication to the mission of the Bureau. These men and women have carved out a niche in the history of this institution. They embody the ideals of nobility, bravery, and integrity. At this point, may we request our President, Rody Duterte, to lead the presentation of awards, to be assisted by DOJ Secretary Vitaliano N. Aguirre II and Director Dante A. Giran. To the awardees, congratulations. First row to stand up and proceed to the right stairs. Please come on stage as I call on your names. Our first category is the Agent Achiever of the Year Award. For the Office of the Director, the award is given to Supervising Agent Catherine A. Camposano Remigio. For the regional office under the Regional Operations Service, the award is given to Supervising Agent Maria Elena P. Palaganas of our Cordillera Administrative Region. For the district office under the Regional Operations Service, the award goes to Agent Maria Teresa G. Bangayan of our Bayumbong District Office. For the Investigation Service, the award is given to Senior Agent Obrin L. Cosidon of our Anti-Organized and Transnational Crimes Division. For the Intelligence Service, the award is given to Agent 1 Jefferson T. Moral of our Counterintelligence Division. Our second category is the Special Investigator Achiever of the Year Award. For the Office of the Director, the award goes to SI3 Weni B. Paredes of our Internal Affairs Division. For the Regional Office under the Regional Operations Service, the award is given to Special Investigator 5 Arnel E. Pura of our Central Visayas Regional Office. For the district office under the Regional Operations Service, the award is given to Special Investigator 3 Agustin C. Bataclao of our Bayumbong District Office. For the Investigation Service, the award goes to Special Investigator 3 Raul Q. Tepase of our Intellectual Property Rights Division. For the Intelligence Service, the award goes to Special Investigator 3 Anthony Alfred I. Vita of our Counterterrorism Division. Our third category is the Best Employee of the Year Award. For the Office of the Director, the award is given to Ms. Lolita G. Gunting. For the regional office under the Regional Operations Service, the award goes to Renato J. Pablo of our Cordillera Administrative Region. For the district office under the Regional Operations Service, the award goes to Ms. Evelyn E. Siainco of our Laguna District Office. For the Investigation Service, the award is given to Ms. Evelyn B. Kalising of our Anti-Fraud Division. For the Intelligence Service, the award is given to Ms. Evelyn M. De Guia. For the Forensic Investigation Service, the award is given to Mr. Freddy C. De Vera of our Identification and Records Division. For the Financial Service, the award goes to Ms. Cynthia R. Borse of our Accounting Division. For the Administrative Service, the award goes to Ms. Helen Grace C. Premasio of our Information Division. Our fourth category is for the Outstanding Case Award. And for the said award, the winner is our Cybercrimes Division. This award is given to CCD for the case they handled coined as Operation Swift Traveler, which resulted in the arrest of subjects Lian Tandeg and her accomplice Shelina Atad for possession and selling of pornographic materials and child prostitution and subsequent rescue of 3 minor victims. This case is in cooperation and coordination with the U.S. Federal Bureau of Investigation, International Justice Mission, and with our Department of Social Welfare and Development. Aside from recognized internationally, this case was swiftly decided by the court because only last October 26, 2016, Tandeg and Atad were found guilty beyond reasonable doubt by the Angeles City Regional Trial Court 3rd Judicial Region, Branch 61, for attempted trafficking in persons and sentenced to suffer an imprisonment of 15 years and a fine of 500,000 pesos. At this point, may I call on the Executive Officer of our Cybercrime Division, Attorney Don R. Hernandez, to receive the award. Our fifth and last category is for the Best Organizational Unit. For the best unit under the Office of the Director, the award is given to our Information and Communication Technology Division. Madam Emeline M. Awanan will receive the award. For the best region under the Regional Operations Service, the award goes to our Cordillera Administrative Region. May we call on Regional Director, Attorney Romulo Z. Asis, to receive the award. For the best district under the Regional Operations Service, the award goes to our Dagupan District Office. Agent in charge Norman A. Tolosa will receive the award. For the best unit under the Investigation Service, the award is given to our Anti-Human Trafficking Division. The Chief, Attorney Janet M. Francisco, will receive the award. For the best unit under the Intelligence Service, the award goes to our Counter-Terrorism Division. Chief Raul S. Manguera will receive the award. For the best unit under the Forensic Investigation Service, the award is given to our Identification and Records Division. Chief Elsa M. Rolion will receive the award. For the best unit under the Financial Service, the award goes to our Budget Division. Chief Rodrigo Sibucauto will receive the award. And for the best unit under the Administrative Service, the award is given to our General Services Division. Chief Edgardo N. Vicedo will receive the award. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give the awardees another round of applause. Again, congratulations to the awardees. We will be looking forward to your continued commitment and hard work. We now come to the main highlight of this event, and that is the message of our guests of honor. And to formally introduce our speaker, please join me in welcoming our Department of Justice Secretary, Attorney Vitaliano N. Aguirre II.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Kindly sit down. Maraming salamat po. Secretary Vitaliano Aguirre, Director Dante Gran, members of the Diplomatic Corps, distinguished guests, fellow workers in government, my countrymen. You know, when you are a president of a progressive, industrialized, balanced economic country, it's heaven for the rulers. But if you are a president of a country that is racked with rebellion, extremism, and the flooding of drugs, sometimes it can be hell. And sometimes you really ponder whether or not it would be right just to resign and say that just invent an ailment and say that I'm suffering from this cancer and I'd like to take a rest. You know, countries like the Philippines, you do what is right, it is wrong. You do what is wrong, it's still wrong. And that is how I balance the governance. Whether to do wrong or to do right, to commit a wrong or do a wrong thing to make it right. I am not new to criticism. Like Mayor Lim of Manila, sir, magandang hapon po. I've been mayor for 23 years, and as once upon a time, I was a practitioner. Of course, during the time when you are focused on one client of his rights, it is good to fight for him till kingdom come. But if you run a community and you are to worry about the safety of all, the bad people and the good people, and in between, then you sometimes get a nightmare. Whether what to do. I was a prosecutor for 10 years. And I was doing trial work for about 8 years. And I've seen so many cases, people acquitted because they were really innocent. But I saw so many of my cases also collapsing because of paid witness, the substances that were supposed to be passing from hands to the other from a shabu, eventually in your hands, it is just alum, the tawas. And it could be, sometimes you begin to be despondent on how you really would want to do your case. But in almost all of the societies here in this planet, there are always people who are evil and those who are not. And we would like to see progressive laws that would promote and enhance the life and the quality of his environment. Good. But sometimes there are evil persons who want to make money at the expense of the blood and over the bones of his countrymen. For us who have been leaders for a time, we are now made to choose. We choose sometimes what to do. Either we do something to protect society or do something sometimes wrong to protect society. What about the laws? What about the rule of law? The rule of law is good if the rules are followed. Very easy to say rule of law. And it applies not only to the government and to us, it applies to all citizens. You obey the law. We in government are admonished to say, follow the rule of law. And that is what makes it hard. Because if follow the rule of law, sometimes it could lead to perdition for people. And always the accountability of failing to protect the taxpayers and those who rely on the government for their safety and for their lives, they lose the gamble in the process. And when it's time just to say, we are sorry, we failed to protect you. Oh, when I was mayor, 1988, marijuana and shabu was making the scene almost simultaneously. When we were students, kami ni Secretary Aguirre noon, the fad was marijuana. But shabu was making its toxic entrance to the young people. And when I was the prosecutor, I tried my best really to do the best to my country by my oath of office. I would like to follow the rule of law. It is rules which make up the law. But when shabu was coming in strong and fast, we had to make a choice. We innovate the law, the rule of law, or we let our people suffer. That's the choice. The rule of law and the obedience of the law are just principles of the law, and they are really good if everybody follows. The problem is there is no obedience of the law, and sometimes the rule of law becomes a stupid proposition. When I became mayor in 1988 in Davao City, I simply just told everybody, go out of my city and do not destroy my country. Because then shabu was really flowing in and out. A very porous republic because we are islands with the longest coastline. Those of you who wish to destroy my country and deprive us of the generation of people, go out because I will kill you. That was the statement. And for those who followed, well, to this day, I would thank them for just getting out of the city. Those who chose to fight, well, I told my law enforcer, and one of them is the PDEA chief now, General Sidla Peña. It was during his time when he said, we will be harsh. And the order is simply this. Go out, arrest them if you can, but if there is no peaceful method of doing it, and you are presented with a violent resistance, thereby placing in jeopardy your life, you shoot the son of a bitch. Shoot them dead. That was the order. And for a reason. You know why? It came from other sources, Americans. It was not our study. It was studied as a result of that long line of boundary between America and Mexico. To date, there has been 63,000 people killed in the internecine conflict there. Ours is 3,000. We do not know how many. We have an accurate count of those who defied the law and got killed in the process. But we do not have the truth and the statistics of how many of the 3,000 were killed, were murdered. But when the human rights came, they would always say, Duterte, under your administration, you have killed 3,000. And I tried to explain that this was not all out. Remember, I fired 6 generals when I assumed the presidency for involvement in the drug industry. There is a guy here now, just recently, we're digging into the records of the case, and he has not really a fake corporation, but a setup just to launder, to wash the money. And to date, we have the accounting of 5.1 billion pesos. 5.1 billion pesos. One family. You know what? Used to be the NBI, the premier law enforcement agency in this country, I would say. Lawyers, accountants, and well-educated guys. There's a qualifying exam. You cannot come in, you do not do anything. Do that. You know, I was very strict in Davao, and so relatively made it safe for everybody. So much so that without pulling my chair, became the premier city of the Philippines. We were hitting a growth rate of 5.6, which is very high. And Davao City today remains to be relatively free of criminals, but not the criminals who are into terrorism. That's another story. But we will take care of that later on. So ganon ang nangyari. When I became president, I started to squeeze and fire the generals. And we were opening a can of worms. Because the PDEA before, under General Santiago, during the time of President Arroyo, gave us a figure of 3 million addicts. Mine, I said, hang on to the figure because I will wait until the last day of this year. Then we will find out how many. For actually, I was really trying to figure out at the rate that they are surrendering and asking for treatment and everything, we would hit also, we would breach the 1 million mark. So let's stick with the Santiago figure. At 3 million, widespread all throughout the country. Spread, there are about 6,000 policemen. There are about 3,000 plus barangay captains incumbent in office. We have about 17 mayors. One of them just died. And we have about two congressmen and about three or four. I'm not sure of the fourth governor. I had him revalidate again, and it was It's going on, the validation from the police to NICA to the police. Eventually, I requested a DILG to do it. The civilians, not the investigators, for validation. So we have here 3 million drug addicts, all potential criminals, because when the urge, when the monkey is there at the back, they would always find for the fix for the day. At 3 million, the average hit is 200 pesos per. In 1 month, that is 6,000. Times the 13 million, that is 18 billion a month. You times it again by the years, it's 216 billion industry a month for this country. Now, I was confronted with a serious problem. I don't know about the stupidity of foreign governments. You'd call upon me and say, Duterte, why don't you just rehabilitate them? Place them in houses where you can treat them, maybe detoxify their disease, and come up with a better record of human rights. Correct. That is correct if you have the money. Now, my countrymen, remember that I entered the presidency midterm. And so I am now operating on a budget that was prepared the other year by President Aquino. Half of the budget is gone. Maybe he did not realize the gravity of the situation because he simply did not know or never attempted to know how much was the scale, the dimension of 3 million. If they don't have the money, they kill, they rob. And when the study shows that the Mexican and joint force there, task force, that shabu, constant use of the chemical would shrink your brain. And the neurosurgeon says that if the brain has shrunk, rehab is no longer viable. That is the problem today. It is continuing because even those guys were sworn to protect public interest. And because it is really very easy money, almost all of them went to it. Now the portals of the national government has been opened to the creeping influence of drugs. You must remember that Laila, Cecilia, or whatever her name is, was the Secretary of Justice herself. And she allowed the drug industry to take place. You yourselves, you are the agents. Some of the agents of this bureau testified against her. Most of them were credible, and I don't know them actually. But there's no sense in saying that I have a part of it. You know that. But the only time when I visited NBI when I'm a guest speaker. But there was a day which I would like to have come here and, you know, there are things which I certainly do not like, but we are in a crowd. You have to do more. You have to do more, especially on digging records that would show laundered money. I'd like to address myself to the central bank guys and the AMLA. Alam mo, I'd like to warn you to avoid a confrontation between us, central bank people. You know, when I was a candidate, there was a guy, a senator, who was so stupid, torpe talaga said that I had 211 million bank deposit. And I was just curious, if I had that money, why did you not initiate an investigation? For I really have none. So you cannot tell the public because you are protecting somebody, those who are really into money laundering. My case was just simply to us, tell the public how much is my worth in this world. And the Secretary of Justice now says that you are hard to deal with. You better go to the Secretary of Justice or I will go to you. I will call for you and you have to answer so many questions to me. You choose. Either we cooperate in this government as a republic to protect and preserve our people, or do not make it hard for us, otherwise I will make it hard for you. Simply I said, you failed miserably. Eh sinabi na nga may 200 million. Bakit hindi niyo ako inimbestigar? So that the people would have known. You're also a part of the garbage which I resent to this day. And do not give me a reason to have a confrontation. Palabas ninyo yung ano ang mali dyan. There are billions stashed there in the bank who are really being washed or just being kept there in the meantime. Go to the Secretary of Justice, the AMLA guys, explain to us in public or I will do the explaining for you. Choose. Now, tayong mga nasa gobyerno, I am asking you earnestly, I am pleading to you, do not go into drugs. Lalo na yung mga agents. Police, you are listening. Do not do it just like the others. Do not wait for the day when it's only 24, it becomes the 25th hour when the hands of the clock shall strike for the tolling of the bells to sound your knell of grief. I will not hesitate. And as I have said, those law enforcers, police, the NBI, just do your duty. Just follow my instruction. And you do not have anything to worry. And I will believe your story because I am your chief. To the military, I am the commander-in-chief. On the civilian side, I am the chief executive of the government. So the police is under the DILG. So I have to believe the story of the police, for simply they are my subordinates and I am ultimately responsible for their deeds. You know, there's some officials who are lawyers and who are there in the Senate and they do not even know what's the... I just really can't believe it. Ako yung chief of office. The Secretary of Justice is my alter ego. in a government institute. He is the chief of the NBI. What you do is my ultimate responsibility. Now, the PNP is another bureau under the DILG, Department of Interior and Local Government. What you do, guys, I get to answer it. So what you believe was the story, I will adapt it. Kaya lang na maniwala ako doon sa mga sino paniwalaan ko? Yung police ko, yung NBI ko, sila. But if you do your duty, do not worry about cases. I will protect you. Believe me. Just do it right. We have our trainings that you can only kill if your life is in danger and you are there performing the duty of a law enforcer. That's about it. Ikaw sabihin mo, sir, ito ang nangyari. Pero pag tinanong kita, just tell me the truth. Maski anong klaseng totoo yan, tell me the truth. Para hindi ako parambuang dito na para alam ko kung paano, how to present the truth to the public. Do not shit with me. Sabihin mo sa akin ang totoo. Lalo na sa trabaho. But, if you are accused of extortion, kidnapping, some of you were involved then, do not do it in my time. You do it, patayin kita. Anong gusto mo? Barret na sniper o ambos o mamili ka? Mamili ka. You start to act with government. Pati ako lulukuhin mo. Palukuhan. Just tell me the truth. Now, later, they said that there was a rob-out. And the police, they shoot out. Sabi ko, I believe the police. Why? Because they are my subordinates. The story of the people whom I give the orders to operate is what I ordered them to do. Kaya ito sila, poprotektahan ko. And if there's somebody who will go to jail, it's me. I will assume full legal responsibility. If it means to say that I'd rot in jail, so be it. No worry, I'm old. Just a few years. Going to jail to save your country. No, the human rights, guys. The European, they say that this guy, this mayor has been heard that he would kill the criminals. When has it been a crime to say, I will kill all the criminals who will harm our people? When was it wrong to say, do not destroy the next generation of my country, or else I will kill you? What is wrong with that? And they want me to face the International Court of Criminal Court. Then, my God, if you have the goods on me, file the case and stop yakking. So that got me into quarrel with so I never just say every day in the international news networks, I was telling you that 3,000 is not ours. Would you believe it? The first round was not ours. They were doing a cleansing and purging among themselves so that they would not be dragged into the crime scene. I was telling them that and nobody believed me. So what did I do? So I said, putang ina ninyong at mga letse kayo na mga gago kayo, mga iyo, mga bobo. Talaga naman bobo kayo. When is it wrong to say, do not harm my country because I will kill you? Is it wrong for the Arabs to say that now? Is it wrong for the Syrians to say it now? Was it wrong for the Iraqi forces to fight because their country was being invaded by the United States because there were weapons of mass destruction, only to find out that there was none? Would it be wrong for the Iraqi soldiers to say, we will fight you now, this time as terrorists? What you did. And that is a problem, because before I go, I would say that we have to solve continually. It will be a continuous game of the drug because of the money and the looming terrorism in this country. We have a very strong rebellion in Mindanao. Terrorists in Sulu, kidnapping people almost every day, putting a shame to our country. Every time they do it, they slap us internationally. I've been to Indonesia to talk with President Widodo. I just came back from Malaysia, and we have agreed, and our people are talking now. I am not at liberty to tell you what it is all about, but it means fighting terrorism. Terrorism. Can you fight them with human rights? Where's the human rights in Syria, in Aleppo now, in Mosul? The bombing children, killing them, executing everyone. Is there a cry for human rights there? I haven't heard. I haven't heard the human rights crying for that. But we have to prepare for it. Because once the terrorists of the Middle East are deprived of a land area, a real estate where they can sleep, stand on, or just simply sit down, they would wander to other places. And they will come here. And we have to prepare for that. Remember, these guys, they do not have an iota of what a human right is. Believe me. So we will have a calibrated thing here. I will not just sit down and allow my people to be slaughtered on the name for the sake of human rights. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. My response would always be calibrated to what we are facing, to destroy the Filipino nation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. May we request President Rodrigo Roa Duterte to please remain on stage for the photo opportunity. May also request the following to go on stage for the photo opportunity with the President. This is actually in 3 batches. I would like to call first the first batch, and the NBI awardees, please come forward. Stand by, forensic artists. Awardees. Ma'am, sige po.
Studio, mag-arap ng Sweden, pa-open na. Bukas po. Okay. Okay, best standby. Q. Wrap up pa na. Q na.
Okay. At yan po ang naging pagsasalita ni Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte sa ika-80 anniversary ng National Bureau of Investigation. Bago po itong naging event kaninang pasado 1:00 ng hapon, kaninang 8:00 ng umaga po ay nagkaroon muna ng misa ng pasasalamat sa may NBI Chapel. Sinundan po yan ng pag-aalay ng bulaklak o wreath laying sa harap po ng NBI or yung Wall of Honor para po bigyang pagkilala at pagpupugay ang mga NBI agent at special investigator na napatay habang sila po ay nasa line of duty. Ang tema po ng anibersaryo ng NBI ngayon ay NBI at 80, makabago, matatag, kabalikat sa katotohanan at katarungan. Kasama po din dito sa programa, bukod kay Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte na VIP, si Justice Secretary Italiano Aguirre. Bago po nagbigay ng talumpati ang Pangulo ay binigyan po muna ng pagkilala at plaque of recognition ang mga best employees, best organizational units, agent achiever, outstanding case of the year at special investigator achiever of the year ng National Bureau of Investigation. Kabilang po sa mga highlight ng talumpati ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte ay sinabi nito sa NBI